What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. So every day in December, I pretty much talked about this guy's Odell Beckham signed jersey giveaway. All you do is like and comment on my videos and you would be entered to win this. And we are going to do the giveaway today. All right, guys. So it's Christmas Eve. Hopefully everyone has a nice time, a nice holiday season with their families. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the giveaway here. So I have everyone's name in here that liked and commented over the past, 24 days or whatever it is. And yeah, more than 300 entries, 300 to 400 entries in this giveaway. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel, see who gets the Odell signed jersey giveaway right here. And let's see who it's going to be. All right. So MT Bofa down. All right, MT Bofa down. You are the winner of the signed jersey giveaway. All right, so I'm going to be adding your name in the comments. I'll try to find your comment and track you down. But if you're watching this video, then go ahead and text me and text me proof that is your account, and I will be sending this jersey to you. So again, guys, thank you everyone for all the comments and likes throughout the past month. Also today, if you want another giveaway going into January, go ahead and leave a comment of what jersey you would like to see. All right, guys. So again, I appreciate everyone's love and support over the past month. And yeah, so let's get into how yesterday went, guys. As I've been saying, the past week and a half has been rough. I've been, as transparent as possible about that. We do hit a 5.5x yesterday, which is nice to see, but we once again have a couple of close misses, specifically like Miller Moss here. You'll see here was the YouTube play of the day. I took the overs together. They went under together. So if you think about the past 2 days, we took Brock Purdy and George Kittle to go under. They go way over together. Okay, so that was Monday Night Football. They went way over together. Brock Purdy gets like 300 yards. George Kittle gets like a 26-yard reception within like the first 3 plays of the game. And as I talked about yesterday, in an alternate universe, Brock Purdy could have easily thrown for 150 yards, right? And mostly that would look like the 49ers just dominating the game on defense or something, a couple pick sixes, and Purdy just doesn't have to throw the ball. But, again, Purdy does go over. George Kittle goes over. You'll see UNLV. I took the overs. The unders ended up hitting. So, again, this is my bad. I made the wrong call here, right? But I feel like over the past week, as I've talked about, I feel like we are making some of the right calls, right? As you'll go into the weekend here, I think one of these is the weekend. Sorry, there's a lot of screenshots going on here, but you'll see here, I've talked about this a lot, but like, for example, Jackson Dart, Wan'Dale Robinson was a good call to go under. We unfortunately had a ton of misses this weekend, missing by like one person, which has obviously been frustrating. And, again, what I want to say, guys, is these guys are extremely correlated together. So this guy throws for 184 yards. His receiver only gets 9 of those yards, right? So he goes under, his receiver's going to go under. If you look at a play up here in the top right, you're going to see everything misses together, which is funny. And it's like, well, everything went red, but everything is very correlated together in this entry, right? I took the overs. Again, I should have obviously took the unders in this case here, but this quarterback gets 65 yards. So if a quarterback gets 65 yards, you know that his receiver is not going to get 60 plus yards or 50 plus yards. Like there is like a 99% chance that this guy goes under his line together. So when a quarterback goes under, the receiver is likely to go under again as well, right? And that's what I always talk about. This is also kind of an interesting play. Again, it's not the most crazy stuff because it's like we didn't hit this entry, but you'll see in League of Legends I took the overs, the unders hit together, which is how League of Legends plays out as well. When a team wins, they're going to get a ton of kills. If you want an example of that, look right here to this combination of players in League of Legends. I took the overs together. These guys absolutely soared over together. This guy got 23 kills. This guy got 13. So they both doubled, if not like tripled or quadrupled their totals, their kill totals, because they ended up dominating this game. You'll see here this Wii team ended up losing, so they went under together. But what I also want to point out, guys, is this Caleb Osborne guy. He barely hits his line by like 3 yards. And then if you look at his number one receiver, Junior Vanderos, he also barely hits his line, literally by 1 yard. So this is how tied together these quarterbacks are for college football and the NFL. When a guy barely goes over his line, his receiver's probably also going to barely go over his line. If this guy got 300 yards, then Vanderos probably would have got, 120 yards or something like that. And if Osborne would have got, let's just say like 60 yards, kind of like that other guy did, then Vanderos probably only would have got like 20 yards, okay? So these guys are extremely tied together, and this, at the end of the day, is the strategy we use. I know it has been a little bit rough over the past couple of days. Some things are not connecting together. Some things are going 3 out of 4. But I'm telling you guys, we have been through this sort of, ruts a little bit. probably 20 times over the past 2 years. All right. I have everything tracked. I have, hundreds of videos on this channel. You guys can go back to pretty much any sort of video at any point in time, and you'll see I'm talking about the same stuff. And we have gone through rough patches like I said, like 20 plus times, 25 plus times. What always surprises me is how fast we bounce back. And I'm saying this from experience, how fast we can bounce back from having a little bit of unluck, having a little bit of a rough patch. It always blows me away, right? So for example, in October, you know, this massive jump up, we had a little bit of a rough patch, as you'll see right here. And then October would just massively jump up. And if you weren't tailing the picks in the beginning of October, you would have missed out on a lot of these gains here, right? So you can easily just be like, well, I'm just not going to tail his picks, or like, oh man, like, you know, he's not hitting right now, so I'm just going to stay away. But we easily could this weekend have a massive weekend, right? And again, I'm not guaranteeing anything because there's nothing you can guarantee in sports betting, but I show this a lot. This was one of those weekends in October and just everything hits together. So sometimes you're going to get, you know, this was objectively a lucky weekend because everything hit together. I'm not going to say every weekend is like this, but when we do get lucky, things can really start hitting together and things can really start speeding up and ramping up quickly. Again, it looks like on the year, we're going to be up about 280 to 300 units, which means if you're a $10 sports bettor, you'd be up close to $3,000. So even though I am a little bit down on myself the past couple of weeks and we didn't really finish the year off how I wanted to very badly get to like that 400 unit mark. At the end of the day, if you look back on the year, guys, obviously we're closing the year out. If you look back on the year, it has been a solid year, right? Going up 300 units, you can't really complain about it. Last year we went up like 500 units, this year 300 units. So down a little bit, you know, last year to this year, but at the end of the day, 300 units is still a really good performance over the course of the year. One thing that I did not like about the year is I feel like it was very bumpy. It felt like some months we went up like 80 units, and then some months we went up like 10 units, or some months we went, you know, zero, like pretty much like net negative, net positive, whatever you want to say. Like that's kind of how November has been, and even a little bit of December, right? Yeah, it's been a little bit inconsistent, but at the end of the day, sometimes when you bet on four-mans like this, guys, that's how it is. It's going to be inconsistent, and there's really nothing you can do about that. So all I can say is just to trust the process. Know that this is a winning strategy long term. You know, I will say if you really are putting your money on this, which I recommend because you will make money long term, go back and watch some of my videos. Like really study this stuff, really understand what the strategy is, because you know I don't recommend anyone to just follow someone on Twitter, follow someone on YouTube, even me, and just blindly take their picks. All right, that would not be a smart use of your money. Always do your research and know why we're actually betting on these things. So when we do have a losing streak, you'll understand why. And even the best sports bettors in the world are going to have losing days, losing weeks, losing months, whatever you want to say. Finishing off the kind of long-winded speech here, Rudy Gobert goes over by 1 point, right? So ONYX, I think we're on like a three-day win streak on ONYX on this channel. Rudy Gobert goes over by 1 point. So, you know, it is what it is at that point, right? He gets one more point than we needed him to get. So let's get into today's plays, guys. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that jersey giveaway. I'm looking forward to just giving back to you guys as much as possible. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys who tunes in every day, comments, all the positivity you guys always have. I'm just super thankful, and always super blessed to be seeing that, all the support that we have around us and the community we have built. All right, first pick of the day, ONYX odds, guys. As I mentioned, we've been doing good on ONYX. Rudy Gobert, unfortunately, does go over, but we're going to come back and we're going to hit Khalil Shakir to go under 4.5 receptions in this Bills versus Eagles game. And I would take him to minus 138, okay? So it's at minus 129 right now. Really like this play for Shakir. I think he gets probably 3 or 4 catches. I don't think he gets that 5th catch in this game here. And again, this is going to be the play on ONYX. On ONYX odds, guys, you can get literally $100 in free bets. So I was with a friend yesterday, and I was like, man, I even told him, I was like, we were like watching some NBA games, and I was like, dude, you could literally get $100 in free bets and take that. And he was like, dude, I need to do this right now because there's just a free $100 that you can bet on throughout the Christmas days, throughout whenever you want to, and you can bet on spreads, money lines, parlays, player props, anything. I do live in Texas. Texas traditionally does not have those type of options available where you can bet on spreads and money lines and all that. So if you are looking for a book that you can bet on stuff like that, you can bet on ONYX odds and bet on some of those more traditional bets, but you also can bet on player props as well. And again, you'll get $100 free and you'll get a month free of the VIP to do so. You guys can also sign up for Sleeper. You guys can also sign up for Underdog Fantasy, and so there's a lot of opportunities to sign up for apps, get into my VIP free, try it out. Again, playoff season is right around the corner, right upon us. We have college football playoffs and NFL playoffs, and again, what playoffs means is there's going to be a lot of close games. Okay, so close games are really good for correlation because that means that each each team is in the game, and they're probably going to be throwing a lot when a team is in the game and they're constantly back and forth, battling each other out. Yeah, really close games are kind of what we want to see, to be honest. So first pick of the day, guys, we are going back to the overs. Again, the unders hit yesterday, and you could very easily be like, well, we should take the unders again. But again, if you go back a day later, then you saw Brock Purdy and George Kittle go over. So then you could say the opposite, right? So the main thing to talk about with this stuff, with this betting, like I've talked about most of this video now, is the correlation, all right? So you have Micah Alejo to go over passing yards, and then you have Polefe Ashlock to go over longest reception. Okay, so Ashlock has not hit this. I don't know. He definitely has not hit this in his last 5 games. So you might look at that graph and you might be like, what is this guy doing? This guy's not going to hit his longest reception. But you have to understand that their number 1 receiver, Jackson Harris, who is a very, very good receiver, he is going into the transfer portal. All right. So he announced earlier this month he's going to be transferring, and they are dying to get a number 1 receiver on this offense. Okay. So if you watched Hawaii at all this year, and I watched them quite a bit because they were that like late night sort of time zone. Like they would be at like 10 p.m. So it was like real late night on a Saturday. You're watching Hawaii, and they are a very, very electric offense. And they also have a quite bad defense, okay, which is a really, really good concoction for the overs, because that means they're going to score and they're going to get scored on. So then they got to score again. They really got to keep up the pace with their offense here. Cal, who they're playing, is also a really explosive offense as well. So this should be, everything here is set to be a high scoring game. If this game is like 10-13, I would be absolutely blown away. Hawaii versus Cal, everything is set up for it to be a high scoring shootout type game. So I really don't know what else would happen. Like if this game ends up being like a super low scoring game, I don't know what to say. All right. This is a textbook high scoring West Coast game. All right. But what I was saying with Ashlock and with Jackson Harris is they are the 2 dominant receivers on this team, right? There's really no one who comes close on Hawaii. Jackson Harris now is in the transfer portal, so he's not playing in this game. Ashlock is then filling in that place, and there's really no one to fill in that second spot. So Ashlock should get a lot of the targets tonight, and Hawaii loves throwing down the field, okay? Jackson Harris was the kind of traditional stretch the field type guy. But I think Ashlock is going to get so many catches tonight, and I think he should be able to get maybe even like a 50-yard catch, okay? This guy can really air out the ball, and Hawaii is a really, really solid offense, especially passing the ball, right? And then on the third play of the day, I'm taking this guy Juwan right here, and I'm taking him over 5.5 kills, all right? So as I always talk about with League of Legends, when a team wins the game, so they get the W, that means more kills are going to happen, okay? When a team loses the game, they are probably going to get less kills, okay? So this game has everything, again, similarly to the Hawaii and Cal game, where it's like this game, everything written on it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game. This game, everything written on it looks like it should be a 1-1 match, okay? It should be 1 win for the NIP team that this guy's on, and then 1 win for the other team, the IG team, okay? That's what the odds are saying. If you look through anything, it should be a 1-1 match here. Again, does that mean that it could be 2-0? Of course it could, guys. That's how sports work, right? Sometimes a team's going to underperform or overperform, but this guy in wins averages about 4.5 to 5 kills, okay? So if he gets 1 win, I'm thinking that he gets about 4 to 5 kills. So that would already put him very, very close to his line. And then in losses, he averages about 2 to 3 kills, okay? So 1 win, he averages, again, about 4 to 5 kills. Let's just say 4. And then in a loss, he averages about 2 to 3 kills. So let's just say 2. At that point, in the lowest projection, in my point of view, he should get about 6 kills, all right? 5 to 6 kills, I think at the lowest is what he should get. And then on the high end, this guy could get, 10, 12 kills even if his team wins both games or if he has a really, really solid win, all right? So this is the 3-man of the day, guys. Let's lock this in. This is happening tonight. This is pretty much the only game going on across like all sports. There's probably some like NHL games or something, but I know no NBA tonight. And then we do have obviously this one college football game, all right, guys? So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I want to reiterate all the love and support, everyone. I really appreciate it. We're obviously ending the year here, so looking forward to 2026 and having a massive start to that year. And I just want to say I'm super, super locked in, right? It's been a frustrating week, and whenever we have frustrating weeks, I always am able to lock back in and able to just like I don't know, find a lot of value as much as possible, all right, guys? So let's hang on for a really, really strong 2026. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.